Welcome back everybody. Today we're gonna play Vyse on Bind. Today is day 57 of playing every agent on every map. Today's agent Vyse is, at least recently, one of the more played sentinels in pro play. That is because her wall isn't breakable by take-your mollies. And in general, a Vyse is pretty good stall because her wall stalls, her molly stall, and they are really hard to see, and they also do damage. So it is pretty good to stop the enemies in their tracks, unless they want to take a lot of damage.
So doch, Vyse war zweimal hier.
Get ready for a crazy shot in 3, 2, 1. My ultimate is and if you want to see more shots like these and more guides like the one that is following, don't forget to like and sub. It helps out the channel a lot and it keeps you informed if I upload a new video. Starting off with A-side defense. On A-side defense, there's a couple of really cool walls and thorns you can use to take the site or stop the enemies from taking the site in a pretty good way. You can first of all throw thorns down in main. As soon as you hear anything in main, you can pop these thorns. This makes it either almost impossible for the enemies to entry, or only one of them can entry, which is their movement duelist, for example a Raze or a Jet. And the other ones are gonna take a lot of damage walking through here, and they're gonna be low for your team to for the retake of your team. The other good thing about the Vyse thorns is that they slow the enemies. So even if they walk through, they're gonna be slowed. If they stay, they have to wait, and your team has enough time to rotate over. Similarly, you can use thorns close here and pop them as soon as you hear something coming out. I don't recommend using all your util right away. So if, for example, you place a wall right here, which by the way isn't a great wall, because this wall right here, even if they go through down here, they can jump over the wall by going up these stairs. So don't use this wall, and even if you use this wall and this wall goes up, and you then insta pop all of your thorns, like what is the point? Your thorns stop them, your wall stops them from coming in too. Like, if they are trying to come in at the same time as your thorns and your wall is up, you're basically using way too much util to stop them from coming in. Now on to some good walls you can use. There's a couple of really good ones. One I really like is this one right here. It is a little precise, but if you get it exactly like this, and then combine that one with a flash up here, it is a really good wall. Because as soon as somebody walks in here, if you pop the flash, that person is going to be full flashed. You yourself are going to be playing either here close in this corner, or even closer right here, and as soon as you hear the wall go up, you flash, collect your free kill, and get out. Similarly, you can also use a wall like this one, if you get it right. Like this one. This one is less so you can, the enemies can't get in here. It is more like isolating a fight right here. Because if they walk through here, they're not gonna go through sight towards this way. And even if they are, you have a free time coming out here because you can isolate this single angle right here. You can combine that with the same flash right here. You flash, they're gonna be full flashed. And if they are going here, they're gonna walk into this corner. You can just peek out for free, collect your free kill, and go back. Another wall I really like is one along this.
Placing wall trap.
This wall isn't the greatest wall either because they can walk through here, but it also limits where they can walk through. So if you are playing backside, for example, and you have a flash placed, for example, up here, this one is not optimal because most of the times it gets smoked, but you can also place one like right here. Wait for them to come in, wait for them to trip your wall, flash, and then they can only come through this tiny space right here. So you can just hold them from either here, backside. You need to have somebody holding the top part or have a smoke up there to not get peeked from there. But it is pretty easy to get the kills on the people that are coming out. Another wall that is actually pretty good is one like this. Which as soon as they are coming out of showers, they're gonna get tripped by the wall and they're gonna be out. And you can combine that with a flash either here.
Retrieving flash.
Or on this edge right here. I would place it a little lower because when you're coming out and you're already like up here, you're not gonna see all the way on top. So don't place it all the way on top, place it somewhere along this wall. And then you can flash, you can play here yourself. You're not gonna flash yourself or just a little bit, and you are pretty safe. If you place your flash over here, you might flash yourself, so it isn't a great idea. But you can play back here if you place the flash over there. Flash, peek out, get your kills, and easy. Then some really good razor vines are ones like these, where you place them right on the default site. As soon as you hear them planting, you can pop this one. Or if you hear they are coming in, you can pop this one as well. It makes it almost impossible for them to go over here if they don't have anyone coming in through this area right here. The other one I already showed you, placing one close here is pretty good because it stops them from getting out. Or you can also place one on top of these boxes and pop them, because it goes all the way down and it stops anyone from coming in through this area, and also stops the people that are playing on top. This one is pretty easy to shoot though if the enemies are just slowly walking up, but if you hear them rushing and using a lot of util, you can insta pop this one right here, and they're gonna struggle to come in. The other option is one right here, a little deeper, not one on the plant spot. You have to pop that earlier. And I recommend for that one you are playing either over towards the bench and you have somebody playing in showers, or you also just use this wall, hold here as soon as you, or hold here, and you can just wait for them to sneak through the razor vines and do a lot of damage to them. The other option, if they really like going lamps and you don't want to use this wall, or they already know this wall and they're playing to bait it, or they're just running through together, you can use one right here. Kind of stop them from coming in. Even better if you place it on the other side, because like that it gets more area. If you place it all the way on the other edge, it doesn't get all of the area right here, but like that, if you place it closer, it also gets the close areas right here, and they have more razor vine to walk through and more damage they can get. And now one last thing, you can also place one right here. If they really like coming through showers, just like that, you stop them from going this way, so they have to be trapped over here. And if you have a race or a Techo, they can just molly this area right here, and the enemies have to walk through the razor vine and they're gonna take a lot of damage, or they're gonna die to the race nade or the Techo mollies. Then towards your ult, if you have your ult, using it on a retake is a pretty good idea. I recommend you use it either from right here, because like that you get all of the site. Or if you can get this space right here and you have somebody in lamps, you can go even further and go here.
My ultimate's ready.
Another really underrated ult, for example, if you are playing B and then they are coming A, is to go through the TP. Take the space, maybe even use your flash right here. Flash, take it back, and then go all the way in front of here, and then ult in this corner. Because like that you get a lot of space and can even clear out most of the lamps area, unless they're playing in this exact corner right here. But like that, there's at max one person with a gun on the side, and the enemies are gonna struggle to hold your team on the retake. Another really important thing for the ult, if you use it on a retake, is that you have your team close by, so they can capitalize off your ult. If you are alone on site and you're ulting, you're basically making them easier to kill for yourself, but it doesn't help your team anything. And if you die, your team is too far away to help you, and you might get a kill, maybe two, but then you die and they have a free site. So always use it on a retake. Even if you know they are coming in towards site, just wait right here. Wait for your teammates to come too, hold the enemies from coming in here. You can even use your razor vines like this, and even one like this, so they can push you from the other side as well. Just wait here, and then ult as soon as your team is here.
My ultimate's ready.
B, in my opinion, has the better walls to use, because you can use ones like these, hookah. You can even get on top on as soon as somebody walks through. By the way, to play off of this wall, you use a flash right here. And you hide behind these boxes. As soon as you hear the wall trip, flash, you jump up, get the kill, and then you can even jump on top of the wall and fight the people that are playing close here behind the wall that are stuck outside. You can also use walls like these,
Wall set.
or if you get it in the right angle, a wall like this.
Placing wall trap.
The second wall right here is harder to bait, because this wall is pretty easy to bait. You can just jump like this and you're through. But this one is kind of a weird one, because you have to jump really far out to bait it, and the enemies that are trying to bait the wall are going to be a free kill for you. To play off of this wall, you can use a flash either up here,
Retrieving flash.
on site,
Flash placed. Retrieving flash.
Just always facing somewhere towards that direction. You can even use one on the floor.
Flash placed. Flashing.
Flash, peek out, and collect your 3 kills.
Retrieving flash.
Other things you can do are razor vines down here. As soon as you hear somebody drop, you pop this
Thorns
one.
activated.
You can also throw them inside of hookah.
Launching
Here,
thorns.
they will
Thorns
go
are
out.
alive.
They will also cover these
There.
boxes right here. And this one is pretty good, but it gets shot more easily. And then you can also use razor vines right here to stop them from coming out. As soon as they smoke, for example, you pop your razor vines to stop them from coming out. And then another wall, it is kind of a troll wall, but it works sometimes as well.
Wall
Is
set.
a wall like this one. Because if the enemies are walking out like this, they're gonna be isolated into 2 parts. And if you have 2 teammates playing an elbow, this is especially good on Nico, with a flash, for example, right here.
Blinding prepped.
You are both playing here, your wall gets stripped, you flash, and then you run out. You can walk out and basically almost retake already
Retrieving flash.
as soon as the enemies are coming in, and then clear out this close corner, and then go from behind of them and shoot them in the back. This wall is kind of situational. It is really good on eco rounds if you have pistols to force close range battles, but other than that I wouldn't recommend you use this wall. And then to the last wall, it is one like this,
Wall set.
where you place it right here, one jumps out, and the wall is stripped so the enemies can't get in behind it. What they can, however, do is jump on top of here and look over the wall, which is kind of a risky thing, and it is something you need to worry about. But you also have a pretty good headshot angle on them if you are playing backside like here, or you peek out and get a free kill like that. What you can also do if you have a Techo, Raze, or a Brimult in your team available is to use a Razor Vine right here on this X. You have to stand on top
Launching
of it.
thorns.
And then you pop
Thorns
this one as
activated.
soon as you hear them plant. If you hear them plant, they're gonna be either here close, or here on this spot right here, or even in cube. And a razor vine right like this
Thorns activated.
will cover all of these areas except for the part in tube. And if they walk out towards this direction, they're gonna take a lot of damage. Because if at the same time they start planting, you use your Brimwald, your Techo Mollies, your Raze Nade, and they have to either run out to not get damaged by the nade, which does damage to them. And since they are slow, they're gonna take damage from whatever util you throw at them either way. And if they are staying, they're gonna die to the util, so it is a pretty much guaranteed kill.
Thorns are alive.
You have to keep in mind though that they might have a wingman if they are playing the Echo, so don't use your combination if you hear the wingman planting. For ults, there's 2 ones I recommend. One where you take the elbow space right here, you can even do that with flashes.
Blinding prepped. Flashing. Retrieving flash.
If you don't see anyone, you can then ult from this corner right here
Give me the arsenal.
to get
My
all of
ultimate's
sight and parts into long. Or the other option is to TP again, get into hookah, use your flash,
Blinding. Retrieving flash.
go back, and then go towards either this close corner right here if you feel like they're playing on side and elbow right here, or if you feel like they're going long, you can go a little further back and use the ult like this.
Arsenal. My ultimate's ready.
This gets all of long and gets them pretty deep, and especially if they're playing towards here, they're gonna have no guns, and then you can just smoke off main, and it is pretty hard for them to spray through. It is worth sometimes saving one Razor Vine that you don't place, so just use one right here. If they are not coming here, you can use the other one on the other side if you have to go for a retake. And if they are coming B, you can use the Razor Vine
Thorns are alive.
and then renew that one by throwing another one on. Another option, if you go for a retake and you hear them planting,
Rip and
is to
tear.
throw Razor Vines like these.
Thorns
Just on the default
activated.
plant spot. Same thing also works on B. It isn't that hard. It is just like this.
Launching thorns. Thorns activated.
And you get a pretty good Razor Vine that hits the default plant spot. You can obviously also use lineups for that, but I personally don't have any lineups for a Vyse. Even though I think they are pretty much the same thing to a Viper Molly lineup. Switching over towards attack. On attack, there's 2 ways to use the Vyse wall. First of all, to use it on site as a stall util, which is a thing I don't recommend unless you have a Cypher or a Killjoy or a Chamber on your team that can trip the flank. Because your wall is basically the best flank trip there is, because it is almost impossible to dodge. You can updraft over it and TP through it, but other than that it is pretty hard to dodge. To protect your team from a flank from B is you place a wall right here, or even place one back here.
Placing wall trap.
Neither of these walls cover both of the flanks, so I recommend you use this one right here because it gives you earlier information if somebody is trying to flank from B. If they are going all the way around through here, they are not gonna get seen by that wall. This one covers the second part here as well, but they can then again just walk through all the way through your spawn, so it isn't a 100% safe wall. The other option is to wall back here.
Wall set.
This one is pretty late information and it doesn't give your team as much information over the map. Then over to a side take. For a side take, I recommend throwing Razor Vines all the way back here towards backside. If possible, try to get them a little closer towards the spawn. Here would probably be the best spot, because like that, the enemies that are walking out of the spawn are gonna take a lot of damage by walking through here or even walking through the area behind. And the other good thing is, especially if you have a Brimwall, you kind of trap the enemies inside of lamps, because if they walk out, they're gonna be slowed and damaged. And if they are just waiting in here, you can leave them in there and clear them out with some util later. The other option is to also just throw a Razor Vine in here and then throw some damaging util behind it. Then something else I recommend if you want to take a main is to always use your flash right here every round, if you're taking A, or even just to fake it. Because like that you get early information if somebody is either trying to walk up here and they're gonna have to shoot the flash, or they're gonna get full blinded. Or you can also get the people that are playing up here kind of off their angle, because the flash is around right here and they're gonna get full flash, and they're either gonna TP back if it is a chamber or just walk back if it is any other agent. You can also do that like this by placing a flash on the floor. You have to kind of be careful though to place it far enough out so it flashes the enemies too, and you have to kind of tell that to your team so you don't flash your team.
Retrieving flash.
The same thing can obviously also be done from the other side by throwing a flash right here, which is, by the way, also flashing your team, so be aware of that.
Retrieving flash.
Something I don't really recommend, but it is worth sometimes, is to throw Razor Vines right here. If you are planning to take the area right here in lamps, it isn't worth using this Razor Vine, but if the enemies keep playing here and they're playing really aggressively, this Razor Vine might be worth it, because like that they have to either go back or peek slowed, which is pretty much a free kill for your team. Or the other option for them is to just wait here, and then you can just throw some util right here again, like a Raise Nade or Techio Mollies, to get them off of the spot. Some other good Razor Vines are either ones in towards heaven to stop the people from walking out heaven, but this is probably the worst one you can use out of the good ones. Then one right here to stop the people from walking out behind triple, or one right here to do the same thing but from backside. If you are using this one right here and you have teammates that are coming from here, your teammate's gonna be mad at you. So if you have a teammate coming from showers, don't throw this one right here. Try to throw it deeper so it lands around right here. If you are coming from showers yourself, you can try to get a lineup through this roof part right here. I personally don't have one, but by throwing one through this roof part right here in the right way, you can get pretty much any spot on backside. As you can see, my one landed up here. I don't have a lineup for this one, but if you want to find a lineup from showers, use this roof part right here, or go all the way back from over here. Probably this corner is a pretty easy one to use a lineup from.
Launching thorns.
Just try it out, you might find a good one. This one is actually pretty decent. Holy shit. Yeah, you can use this one, just aim at the red light up here and stand in this corner right there. The other option, if you are coming up, is to throw one in this corner right here. Stop them from pushing out here. Or even one close here with some other damaging util. Pop it, and it is impossible for these people to get out unless they are on top of these boxes or up here. But if in case they are up here, you can just straight through this wall right here or through this wall right here. Something that is also pretty good to take the showers area is to throw a flash like this. Flash, if you don't catch anyone, you can walk up. And then you can hold right here. Maybe even pick up your flash again, wait for it to recharge, and use it on this corner here too.
Retrieving flash.
Same thing can obviously also be done right here.
Retrieving flash.
Then some good post-plant walls are either ones like these, where as soon as somebody comes out backside, this one is pretty hard to place, but if you get close enough, you can place this one pretty easily. So if somebody comes out backside, the rest of the team is going to be stuck in here, and they have to go through lamps. Or you can use one like this one. I'm not sure if it still works, but in the beginning, you used to be able to push people off of the spike with a wall like this. Sometimes it also does break, or the person that is trying to go for the diffuse is going to be inside of the wall, so it is kind of glitchy, and it does the job, but I don't recommend using this wall all the time. Then another one that is actually pretty good is one like this, especially if you have planted somewhere around this area, to stop them from taking the spot. And now to the last one, it is one like this. You can also use it deeper like this. So as soon as somebody comes in this area, you can peek them, get a kill, and they are guaranteed to be alone because there's not enough space for, or at least most of the times, they're not going to be able to run through this wall at the same time, and you're going to have a free time killing them. You can also combine that with flash up here, flash as soon as the wall trips, and get your 3 kills.
Retrieving flash.
Switching over towards B. B, I recommend you would go long, but you can also come from hookah. If you're coming from hookah, you can use mollies either towards backside. Again, you can use lineups for that, or just throwing them in a in towards that direction works too. If you have lineups, they are more precise, so you cover more area. The best possible placement you can get for that is probably something like this, because it covers all of backside. Then you can also throw a Razor Vine in towards the CT, which is a pretty good one, especially because the enemies that are going to be rotating have to rotate through CT to either get towards elbow or get towards side. And if they go towards side through CT, through the Razor Vines and through a smoke, they are gonna struggle to get through. And then the last one you can use is one towards elbow, stop the people from elbow to peek out. You can also use flashes in hookah. One flash I really like when I play Vyse is one like this in the beginning of the round, just to get information if anyone is playing in hookah.
Retrieving flash.
This flash is pretty easy, and even if somebody is playing close right here, it is pretty hard to dodge and they're gonna get flashed. If they are peeking out, which you kind of have to be careful of, they will kind of catch you with a flash out, so I recommend you either do it like this,
Blinding prep.
and then go back,
Retrieving flash.
or you use it like this
Flash place.
and jump over towards this side and then flash
Retrieving
to not
flash.
get peeked by the people that are walking out here. And then the other option, as soon as you have your flashback, you can use it through this wall right here,
Blinding prep. Blinding.
flash the side, and you can even leave it there because this flash is also pretty good if they are going for the diffuse. You can play basically wherever, and especially if you've planted here close, or
There.
here. You can even play in towards elbow, flash them, make them think you're in the hookah area, and get a free kill on them.
Retrieving
It
flash.
is a pretty similar thing on long. If you want to take long as a Vyse, you use your flash right here
Blinding prep. Flashing. Retrieving flash.
to take the long space, and then you can use a flash through here.
Flash placed. Blinding. Retrieving
Or
flash.
one that's actually pretty underrated to know if somebody is close, if they like playing close in this corner or close here, is to not make the flash go through the wall, just to flash like this.
Blinding crack.
Check if somebody is close. Careful to not flash your teammates that are playing close with you.
Retrieving flash.
Something you can also do if the enemies have a tendency of peeking out or even smoking
There.
here and taking the ult door, you can use a Razor Vine at the beginning of the round where you get the spawn barrier close, you run up
Rip and
and
tear.
just throw it like this. It lands pretty deep, especially if they are trying to play pretty aggressive. You stop them from playing aggressive. And if you throw it a little later, it lands a little deeper and you can stop the enemies from walking out.
Rip and tear. Thorns activated.
Like this. If they are trying to take the orb, you can just get a free kill on them, and if they are trying to go back, it is pretty hard for them to get back. And then, if you have taken long, you can use
Launching thorns.
Vyse stores like these
Thorns are live.
to throw them in towards CT, even
Launching
throw them
thorns.
in towards tube,
Thorns activated.
or in towards
Rip and
backside like
tear.
this.
Thorns activated.
Or obviously also towards
Rip
elbow
and
to stop
tear.
the enemies from pushing out elbow.
Thorns are live.
And then for the ult, if you're attacking on B, an ult like this is pretty good
My
because
ultimate's
it gets hookah as well as sight and elbow. Or if you are in hookah, you can use the same one as on a retake, close here.
ready.
You get all of sight
My ultimate's ready.
and most parts of elbows and CT as well. For A, going through the TP is probably the best ult, and using it in this corner right here. I wouldn't recommend using it on short, because like that you're not getting a lot of space. So I recommend you either try to take sight and you ult before you plant, because you get all of the sight,
My ultimate's ready.
and then it is easier for you to plant because the enemies are going to be stuck on classics or just pistols. Or you don't ult from short, you go into here, ult,
My ultimate's
and
ready.
then take side with your team. If I had to give Vyse a ranking on Byte, I'd actually give her the A tier. She is pretty good, her mollies are insane stall, her flash is also pretty decent, not greatest flash, but it is extremely good as a trap. And if you play her right, she can be up to an S tier agent. But in my opinion, I think a Cypher is just a little bit better than her, because a Cypher can have 2 flank trips, Vyse can at max have 1, and Bind being a pretty flank heavy map, especially with the 2 TPs, it can be pretty useful to have 2 flank trips. Other than that, I think Vyse's toolkit is pretty good for a map like Bind, because you have 2 mollies and on every side there's 2 entrances, and there's not really a way to lurk unless you have a Viper on your team, which is pretty uncommon in ranked. That would be it from me. If you want to see any other agents on any other maps, write them down in the comments. And if you want to see anything else Valorant related, write it down there as well. And again, don't forget to like and sub, and come say hi to me on Twitch where I stream almost daily. Have a great rest of your day, and see you guys very soon. Bye!